The greatest character in wrestling. Today we are going to discuss his WrestleMania streak right here at WrestleManiac UK. Stay tuned. Cool, so we got the Wresthings boys in the building and we're starting off with Mr. Sam Blacks. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. Mr. Controversial, I'm here, man.
Come on. And you are the resident Undertaker fan. Yeah. So it's only right we start with you.
Thank you.
So today we're discussing obviously some of the Undertaker's greatest streak matches that happened at WrestleMania. Obviously, we know the streak only really came alive like halfway through it. So I'm expecting everyone's answers today to be from like WrestleMania 10
upwards.
Yeah, upwards. So go on, tell us which one is your pick of your favorite.
My pick is the match with him and Shawn.
Which one?
26.
The second one, the
second
retirement.
One. Yes, I really feel like that was a real significant time because you know, Shawn Michaels, obviously, as you know, was at the end of his career. Mm-hmm. And I felt like following the WrestleMania 25 match, obviously with the heaven and the hell, you know, when Shawn has come as the angel.
Yeah, the angel.
Exactly. I kind of thought, I thought to myself, okay, so where is this now? Because it's not going to end from here. I just knew it just wasn't going to end from here. And I know Shawn had a grudge.
Yeah.
So he was like, I've got to get Taker back in any way, form or fashion. So Taker just said, all right, if you want a piece of me, one more time, but streak. The career, you know what I mean?
Did you ever think that was it? That he's gonna lose? Was there any chance in your mind that Shawn Michaels was going to actually take the streak from him, or you thought it's his retirement?
Yes, because when it was the retirement, I thought, nah, there's no way Shawn's gonna retire. Shawn's he's still on form. He can still fly.
He can still go.
Why would you want to give it in? Like it doesn't make sense. Do you know what I mean? But no, it felt good. Like I said, when Taker finally won, it was amazing. The match was good. They were all good in the ring. Even at the end, when obviously Shawn didn't have enough left. And Taker lifted him up and he slapped Taker. And Taker's like,
it was
what?
It was just the defiance.
Exactly.
Just like, give me what you got.
Exactly, like, don't have
thing,
sympathy on me. Like, do you know what I mean? Finish me off. And then Undertaker just jumped and done the tombstone.
That jump there, like, every time I see it, it gets worse.
Fully long jump.
It's like you wanted to take this guy's head off.
Exactly.
Like, someone that was doing, if someone was to do the tombstone that doesn't know what they're doing, tries to imitate that, they are putting someone in hospital, if not the grave.
100%.
Like,
his neck will be X'd.
I could not believe when I saw it. And you can almost hear like a little audible, like the crowd, like, like when he jumped, like, nah, it was absolutely crazy.
Crazy match, but I think that for me is the best Undertaker streak match. Like I said, Undertaker's an amazing performer, the greatest wrestler. I've already said this, but that match with Shawn really pushed him to show that I am the Undertaker. I am the best. I can defeat the best in-ring performer, go toe-to-toe with him, and still put on a great performance. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was, for me, 100% my favourite.
It was 100%. Undertaker's going to go in the Hall of Fame one day.
I won't be surprised.
Probably within the next 2 years or so.
Next 2 years.
Who inducts him for you?
It's got to be Kane.
It's gotta be Kane.
That's gotta be Kane. It's gotta be Kane. It's gotta be Kane. There's no one else.
Does. I was just thinking, is Shawn? I mean, Shawn Michaels sounds like a credible caliber kind of person that could do it as well.
It could very well be Shawn because that's I'd say that is his greatest rival. One of his greatest rivals.
Yeah, definitely one of his greatest rivals.
So that could definitely be put into effect. But, you know, Kane and Undertaker, that's kind of carried together.
100%.
It's like brothers, 100%. You know.
It has got to be Kane.
It's got to be Kane.
I mean, Paul Bearer, if he was alive, would have been
Sorry, I can't do the voice. But
would have been a great
that would have
shout.
been very good.
Yeah. But no, at this point, it has got to be Kane.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Del Boy in the hot seat right now.
What's happening?
And we are talking Undertaker's best WrestleMania matches. So for you, what's your favourite?
Ooh, with the long, how many years of wrestling this guy has done at WrestleMania, I had to go with one that I feel like not a lot of people talk about. It's WrestleMania 17, his street fight, his no holds barred match against Triple H.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, This might sound controversial, but for me, I feel like that is probably their best out of the 3 matches.
With Triple H.
Yeah, I think it's the best. I think it's
not
the best.
for me personally.
For me, I think
fine.
it's the best. I feel like with the 2 that he had later on, so like the one after Shawn Michaels and the Hell in a Cell match, I feel like the drama behind those ones were amazing. But I feel like coming after Shawn Michaels matches, they're very like.
It's probably hard.
It's
to
a
judge.
tough act to follow. You know what I'm saying?
I hear
Whereas with this one, this was just a completely isolated match. Rumor, I think apparently Triple H was actually meant to face Shawn Michaels at that WrestleMania, but I think Shawn Michaels wasn't ready to return yet.
Yeah.
He ended up returning a year later. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I think just the action alone, like just them, as soon as Undertaker comes, they just start outside the match. They've more or less go around the arena, and then they've got like this. I don't know what it's called, like one of those levers that they're on top of.
Okay, yeah.
Undertaker chokeslams Triple H. He now he just jumps on Triple H. Like, I think the action is just so mad, and just the finish as well. Undertaker went for a last ride, and then Triple H had like the sledgehammer and then hit him. And then in my head, I was thinking, when I first watched that when I was younger, I was thinking, yeah, the match is over. The match is over. Then he's kicked out, and I'm thinking, fam, how are you gonna get this guy down? Because around this period, I think this is his first WrestleMania as the Dead Man.
Okay.
So he's really coming into WrestleMania like, oh, there's a difference to this guy from what we're used to.
Oh, was that? Sorry, you said Dead Man, American Badass.
American Badass, yeah. So this is his first WrestleMania as this character. So it's like, what can we really expect from it on this stage?
Yeah.
And then Triple H is now laying in the hands, and then gives him the last ride, and he wins. And I think that match is just so epic, man.
I need to watch that match because it's been a long time. I've seen it obviously since childhood, but it's been a long time. I've more been watching his more recent
stuff, yeah.
Ones. And yeah, this Triple H, I guess you can call him as well. Like I was just saying with Sam, his Undertaker's most fierce rivals.
Yeah,
Triple
100%.
H is there.
No, I think.
Like,
I feel like we have to, like, as much as a lot of wrestling fans will say, like, oh yeah, Triple H slipped his way to the top. I think it's very, very harsh
people
to
don't give
say.
him credit.
Triple H is one of the goats. I think it's like, even me the other day I was watching what I think it was 1999 Survivor Series. So just watching the lead up to him even turning into the game and then him becoming the world champion. I'm so sorry. Like, Triple H has worked. Bearing in mind that Triple H probably joined WWE like 95, 96. He was meant to get a push from early, but obviously with the stuff that happened with Kevin Nash and
with the
curtain call, he had to get punished. And obviously they couldn't punish Shawn because Shawn was the champion. So he's been through it all. He's suffered. He's had the no-cell match against Ultimate Warrior, you know what I'm saying? For him to now get to this point where he's the champion, he's the game. Like, for me, the game is one of the best characters as it is.
I agree.
Like, just forget the wrestling, the character alone. Like, the game is one of top tier. But even back to like the WrestleMania matches, I feel like the latter matches that happened, like the 27, 28, those matches were also great because of the story that culminated from the matches with Shawn Michaels as well. So just those 4 as a series of matches together, of course I'm going to put it higher than the WrestleMania 17 match, but I feel like just the action alone from the WrestleMania 17 match, just as an isolated thing, I just feel like for me that's my favourite out of those ones. But those 2 matches, I can't ever sleep on them. Those 2 matches with Triple H at the end, crazy matches.
Right, so we got Anafi in the building.
Yes.
We are discussing the Undertaker and his WrestleMania streak. Before we get into that, what's your favourite Undertaker moment?
Oh, fam, there's been plenty, but I think the one that actually stands out to me is WrestleMania 20.
Okay.
The build.
That's the Kane match.
Kane, 12-0.
Yeah.
It was 12-0, if I remember. If I'm wrong. But yeah, the build, like everything about that whole match was just sick. And then the fact that the match wasn't even that long, like it was like 6-7 minutes, like less than 10 minutes. It was like the finishing touches on the cake. We had Paul Bearer come back. We haven't seen Paul Bearer for a very long time. And you know, when you see Paul Bearer, the thing's serious, isn't it? You know what I mean? Undertaker doesn't have to speak no more. That's Undertaker's microphone, you get it? So, yeah, man, that match there was the match there that made me feel like, yeah, this guy is something else, man. Obviously, there's stuff before that, like moments that we got before that and certain matches we got before that. Yeah. But I don't think that matches up to that the moment that he gave us at WrestleMania, innit? So, yeah.
Just talking about Kane quickly. Yeah. Did you prefer masked Kane or this unmasked version?
Oh, fam. So, I'm allowed to give two questions.
Go on.
So the first, the Kane. There's been many variations of Kane. The two Kanes that actually stick out for me is the first Kane that actually the first Kane that actually arrived.
Yeah.
So it's Kane. That Kane, it's gotta be Kane. And after the second one is when Kane revealed his mask, like revealed his face, took off his mask, revealed his face, and chokeslammed RVD. So my thing is this: I feel like obviously we had that Kane there. The Kane that didn't speak, didn't say nothing, was like a crazy guy. We had that there. Then after as the years went on, we went into this funny Kane. Where Kane was doing spinning Rooney, comedy Kane.
Yeah.
Kane just doing stuff here and there, teaming up, having been a tag team. And after when he took off his mask, I feel like he went back to the old Kane.
To evil. Yeah.
But then again, he had a voice,
Yeah,
which you never heard before. Obviously, he had a voice for what he speak like.
Yeah.
So when
Like a robot.
Yeah, like a robot. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the voice that this Kane that we had now, when he took off his mask, it's like a different type of Kane. He was unstoppable. He was like the bad boy. He was like the bad child of the family, and like. If it didn't go his way, he's gonna make it go his way. He'll chokeslam you. He'll break your neck. He'll set you on fire. He'll do mad shit. Do you know what I mean? So I appreciated both Kanes there, but the Kanes in the middle with the vest and all that. Nah, man.
And then corporate Kane doesn't even
Corporate
come
Kane,
into
yeah,
the
doesn't come into it, man. But big him up. He's doing big things regardless, man.
Yeah. Kane is a legend, to be honest.
Yeah.
Right, so let's get into it. Your favorite WrestleMania match from the Undertaker. This is one of the streak matches.
So WrestleMania 20.
Okay, that was the Kane match.
Yeah, the Kane match. Sorry, the Kane match. Simply because of the way like things were done. Obviously, Undertaker disappeared from our screens for a very long time. I think he lost the Unforgiven, if I'm correct. I think it's Unforgiven. And after it was like a buried alive match. I forgot who it was with against. And
I think it was Survivor Series.
Survivor Series, right?
Yeah.
Survivor Series, sorry. Survivor Series. I forgot who it was against.
Vince
McMahon.
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I was gonna say Vince, but I didn't want to give any
No
wrong.
worries.
Yeah. So it was against Vince. You feel like at the moment you're watching, you feel like Undertaker's gonna win, which makes sense for Undertaker to win. Then out of the blue, the bad boy turns up.
Literally.
Kane comes, puts him in the ground, pulls the lever, and after all the mud goes in him, he picks up, he starts to laugh. From then, for like a good, say, 2 months, I think it's 2 months, so that's including a pay-per-view, as in Royal Rumble. I think nothing happened at No Way Out, I can't remember. But we had little glimpses of like weird shit happening. For example, the ring shaking, which was sick. Budget was going up. WWE weren't playing about. The budget was going up. They had sick effects. They had the ring going blue. Kane was looking mad. Like, I think there was even a time where they had like a memorial service and the ring. Do you know what I mean? But I think the highlight for me was Royal Rumble. Bro, I remember I was watching that live, yeah, and obviously we ain't seen Undertaker for time, and there was like amongst my friends and stuff, we were like, shit, Undertaker might come at Royal Rumble. There's been rumors or something like that, and at the time we didn't have internet, so we're just guessing what's happening.
What could
think was happening, and majority of the time people would even everyone believes this shit. Everyone actually believes that Undertaker actually got buried and he's not coming back. Cool. So Royal Rumble happens, and after I think it's the 30th entrant, and after. Like, it's like 1, it's like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. After the lights go off, and you're boom. And after everyone is like, what? Everyone's like, shit, it's going to happen now. The next thing you know, like, it's like nothing happens.
Yeah.
It's Goldberg. I think Goldberg comes out in it. And after, like, it's like, shit. Like, Undertaker's coming back as the dead man, not the biker taker. Then now we're now left with that thought that, okay, cool.
The teaser's happened.
Yeah, it's happened now. This is actually legit. Obviously, we've had little stuff here and there, but this is actually the main sort of thing, innit? Like, what's going to happen now? Fam. Like, yeah, the whole thing for me, the match as well, the entrance, great entrance. And the fact that I was at Madison Square Gardens, man.
Yeah.
Any match at Madison Square Gardens is
arena.
It's a 5-star match. Like, you know what happens at Madison Square Gardens. Like the whole, it just was a moment, bro. Like, my favourite match of all time. I could watch it again and again. Easy watch. And if you're not a wrestling fan, you'll still enjoy the match because before the match, that vignette.
That's what WWE do better than anyone else. That production value, those video packages,
production value,
the montages.
it's so dramatic, so sick. Like, even if you look at, obviously this is not related to Undertaker, but The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin vignette that we had at WrestleMania, was it WrestleMania 18 or 17? 18.
I know the one you're talking
18.
about.
I think it's 18,
18
17, whatever. Yeah, but fam, that vignette there, like with the Limp Bizkit song and dramatics, man. That's what WWE does. Look, we need that. I'm not saying we need it back, but recycle it.
No, that's the kind of stuff that just gets you ready.
Yeah, it gets you pumped, fam.
It's to a point where you don't even need to know what happened the 3 months before.
Yeah,
everything is right there.
Right there. This is what happened. This is the reason why this guy's doing this, or this is the reason why. You know what I mean? We need that shit. But nowadays, like, no offense, but you watch a match or something and like you don't really see the build. They just show you, okay, cool. Tonight we got Jeff Hardy versus
they just jump into it.
versus Matt Hardy. We don't know what happened, but watch it, enjoy it. Do you get what I mean?
Into it, yeah,
And after
yeah.
they'll try and at least tell you the story through the match rather than the story through the. Do you get what I mean? But yeah, man, that amazing, man. Undertaker and WWE really smashed it then, man. Like they really done well. Like the bike attack was sick, but this new Undertaker that we had, like. Amazing new haircut, skin looking nice. What else is there? Man had a barber downstairs. Like oh fam, Undertaker smashed it, man. And Paul Bearer as well. Like yeah, fam, it doesn't get bigger than that.
And just let me say, guys, if you are enjoying this video, please make sure you smash the thumbs up button. Let us know what your favorite Undertaker matches from WrestleMania are, from his streak. Let us know down below in the comments. The youngest in charge in the building, the Laps is here.
To the set,
From the studio to the set. Oh, I love this, by the way.
I
Every
made it
time
up
you
on the
do
fly.
this, I love it. So go on, hit us with your favorite streak match from the Undertaker's WrestleMania streak.
The Undertaker versus Triple H at WrestleMania. What was it? WrestleMania 26, the Hell in a Cell match.
Thank you. I've been
The
waiting for
Hell
someone
in
to
a
come in
Cell
here
match.
and tell me that.
The story building in that match was A1. A1. And the match as well, it was brutal from start to finish. And then you had Shawn Michaels in there as well. The man that lost the past 2 WrestleManias to The Undertaker, and then he's now special referee against the same man that made him retire. Listen.
You know what? Watching that match, and I've watched that match so many times because it's Undertaker Shawn 25 is my favorite, but this is my second.
Yeah.
And I've always debate, is this actually my first low key? But I just watched that match and I'm thinking, you know, there's so many turns in it. Obviously, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, best friends.
Yeah.
You know, they're basically teaming up against the Undertaker. Some like halfway through the match, Triple H kind of turns on Shawn, or Shawn turns on Triple H. You know, Undertaker turns on the referee. It's absolutely mental. Like
It's nuts. It's like the brutality of that match as well. Well, no, you know what's crazy? The reason why I say the storytelling in this match was good because that was the 3rd time Triple H faced The Undertaker.
Yeah.
He's the only man to face The Undertaker 3 times at WrestleMania. The first one was WrestleMania 17 or something.
Yep.
Then the next one, WrestleMania 25.
It wasn't 25. I think it was 20. Did he face him 2 in a row? Was it 27 and 28?
He faced him twice in a row. All right, so
I think so.
twice in a row before the Hell in a Cell. But yeah, 3 times, and he's lost 3 times, which is crazy. Normally, if you lose twice, then there's no point wrestling a 3rd time. But I'm glad they wrestled the 3rd time.
He beat him at what's that show? Super Showdown. Was that the
Showdown.
one in Australia or something?
in Saudi Arabia. Is that not Super Showdown?
Did he beat him in Saudi Arabia or was it Australia? I can't remember. One of those big fake WrestleManias.
Fake WrestleManias.
he beat him at one of those. But yeah, I think my favorite sequences in that match was the super kick into the pedigree. And Undertaker still kicked out.
Fam, you're not pinning the Taker.
Nah,
you're not pinning
bro.
Undertaker.
That was something. That was literally something. I thought, nah, there's nothing that can put this guy down there
You're
at this
not
point.
pinning Taker. No way.
Not at WrestleMania.
Not at
Not on this
WrestleMania.
stage.
Not in the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah,
no
yeah.
way. That's his playground.
And you know what? You say that's his playground, but you could lay a claim over his career as well. That's Triple H's playground.
It is. Triple H has he's been in the most Hell in a Cells and he's won the most Hell in a Cells. So technically, it is Triple H's playground. The only
Look
thing
at that.
is,
Opta laps. You got the
Bro.
stats for us, yeah?
bro, Triple H, look at it. He beat Chris Jericho at Hell in a Cell. He's beat Shawn Michaels in a Hell in a Cell. He's beat Kevin Nash in a Hell in a Cell. Who else is he facing in a Hell in a Cell? He beat Mankind in a Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
He beat
Hella, man. Hella.
He's beat quite a few people.
Yeah.
But the reason why they call it Undertaker's playground is because he's like the first person. Him and Shawn were the first people to be in it, but Undertaker's the one that's like brought it up or something.
That bad blood match where Kane came up.
Bro, matter of fact, that's Kane's house because you know.
I think they relate it to Undertaker because the demonic structure of the whole cell and all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think Triple H has as much claim to Hell in a Cell as Undertaker ever does. have Mr. Versy Jones. This is the first time I'm meeting him. Nice to meet you, bro.
Brilliant to meet you, bro.
And obviously,
Thank
like I said, saying to you earlier, obviously, the Wresthings guys, they've all taken me under their wing. They've been great friends in this community, and yeah, I just thank you all for everything you guys are doing out here, the
More than
work you
welcome,
lot are
bro.
putting in. We're here to talk about the Undertaker.
Yes.
WrestleMania, his streak is something that's gonna go down in folklore and in wrestling. What was your favorite Undertaker streak match?
So it's hard to pick because there's been many good ones. But the one that came to my head when I think about the build, promos, and everything that's I remember to a T, I would say WrestleMania 29, CM Punk versus The Undertaker.
Okay.
I'm willing to explain why. If
Go
you,
on.
if you
No,
wanna
go
know.
for it. Go for it.
So if you remember, Paul Pereira just died
Mm-hmm.
during the build. I think, or just before the build. CM Punk had a. We all saw, if he was watching 2011, his run, the Summer of Punk was crazy.
Yeah.
The second Summer of Punk after the Ring of Honor one,
Yeah.
and it kind of was cut a bit short. So 2012 was. He was the champ, amazing run. So 2013, he had a lot of big matches that he would lose though. He lost to The Rock, he lost the rematch to The Rock.
This is when it got cut short because of The Rock and Cena
Yeah.
and yeah.
Then he lost to Undertaker, which we'll talk about. He lost to Brock Lesnar, and he was shooting with the Shield at near the end of the year. But
yeah.
the first couple of months, like the big matches he had, he was delivered, and it was mad because why I love this is because when you look at the feud between The Rock and Cena, really and truly, we should have got a triple threat of The Rock versus The Rock versus CM Punk versus John Cena.
Yeah.
You remember the
That's
match
what
of the
it should
Power
be.
Driver?
Yeah.
That should have been in the match. He still should have argued. He lost against The Rock twice, so they kind of let him just fall to the wayside. Was it sad?
Yeah.
So the next best thing was The Undertaker, and it was perfect. He can make promos. He still had Paul Heyman with him.
Yeah.
I still remember the promos with the urn, and he would open it.
When he was mocking
Mocking him, and then Paul Heyman was like, "Oh yes," like
doing up full bearer.
doing up Paul, fam, doing up Bearer. Like that was, I remember like just every week just looking forward to what's CM Punk gonna do? What's CM Punk gonna do?
Yeah.
And it had no right to. I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but it didn't have the right to be as great as it was. Only
Yeah.
because we knew it wasn't the match that CM Punk should have had, really. But they just nailed it in a way that. By the time it got to the Rock and Cena 2, it was just a finisher spam. It was like a 2K match.
Really,
Yeah.
like a 2K match. I think for me, it's kind of fair to say that CM Punk very much carried the build of that entire feud because obviously he was there every week sort of thing as well. Very entertaining, like you mentioned, with Paul Heyman at his side, with the urn, you know. I think, I mean, we know if we just talk on CM Punk for a bit,
Yeah.
he was very much lobbying for around that time he should have had the main event.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on that?
That's what I said. It should have been a triple threat. He deserved to be in the main event, but it was the timing was because if you look at his run, even from 2012, he never really got a main event match. John Cena was still beefing buddy John Laurinaitis, I can remember, and Big Show, and that's the main event.
Yeah.
These times you got CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan. You've got CM, and the only time he main evented when he was facing John Cena. So it kind of made it look like that was the first time I saw the belt seen as like it's not who holds it, it's not the belt itself, it's who holds it. Because John Cena was still main eventing against managers, and he's having 30-minute matches with good wrestlers like Daniel Bryan, and it's like
Very good
the middle match.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So it was like a just desserts where he did deserve a main event, and now the time is gone unless he comes back. But to me, I saw this as a main event because the WrestleMania 29 match, the show, there's not many matches I can remember liking.
Yeah.
I mean, I was funny a fan of the Fandango Jericho one. I did like because I was a big fan. I was a Fandango guy, bro, when it started out.
I was fuming because Jericho
When he
was
lost,
my guy.
really.
I was.
Talk to me about it.
My blood was boiling. I couldn't believe it. Like, who is this guy that dances? Furthermore, okay, you want to give him a spotlight against Jericho. Cool. All right. They'll have a good match. Jericho wins. What? Fandango wins? No way, bro. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I guess now I'm kind of more clued up on the business somewhat. I kind of understand what they, plans they might have had for Fandango. But, yeah, man, it is what it is. But, yeah, Undertaker, CM Punk. To be honest, I personally think, and like to hear what you think about this,
Yeah.
that was maybe one of the last, or that was the last, in my opinion, good Undertaker streak match. Like 30 is where he lost it.
Yeah.
Lost the streak.
31 was Bray Wyatt.
31 was Bray Wyatt.
I'm biased because I was there. I was at WrestleMania 31.
Yeah.
So to see, I saw Undertaker live in 2013 when he. Did you see the Team Hell No and Undertaker versus the Shield match? It was in London.
What was that on?
It was on Raw.
On Raw.
It was like
Can't
after. It was
remember
after WrestleMania
Okay.
when they usually go to UK
The
just before.
UK, probably about May or so.
Yeah, just before
Yeah.
Extreme
I
Rules.
can't remember the match, but yeah.
Amazing match, but so he was still very part time. So I'm biased for the Bray Wyatt match. I didn't care for the Shane McMahon Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah.
It kind of was like plodding, and the John Cena match
You
wasn't
were
really
always waiting for Shane McMahon
to
just
drop
do
off the
madness.
cage.
That's
Yeah,
it.
that was it.
That's all that was it for in that match. But yeah.
And then the John Cena match wasn't really a match, we're being honest.
Yeah.
And it
that
should
was
have been
squash.
one, but
Yeah,
that was a
yeah.
squash. I have a soft spot for the Boneyard match.
No, I take it
That-
back. That was the match.
That was, you know what I'm
that
saying?
was a brilliant
So
match,
if we're
yeah.
talking actual matches, I would say his last great one was CM Punk.
Yeah,
His
I
last
agree.
good one was Bray Wyatt, but the spectacle of it was still in the Boneyard
Yeah,
match.
yeah, the Boneyard
But I
was
would still, it's a long point to come back to the center. I would say it's the last great match. Like in the series of it you had with Shawn and Triple H, you could still to CM Punk one, and there's still the quality of like there's drama.
Yeah.
You could see CM Punk could have won at any point. It was evenly matched. It was great. I could watch that match
No,
endlessly.
100%. Right now, we're with the man of the hour. Too sweet to be sour.
Come on.
NK is in the building. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing well. First and foremost, it's a pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
Not a problem at all. We need your knowledge here. I've got a special series that I'm working on. I've
Yes.
shot a couple episodes of it.
Yes.
I'm putting in there a New Japan style, which I want you to talk about because this
Okay.
is his thing.
Okay.
This is his
Yeah, I'll
thing.
be down, man. I'll
So
be so down.
yeah, we're definitely going to get you in there to drop some gems on that. But right now, we're talking about the Undertaker, the WrestleMania streak. What is your favorite Undertaker match from the streak and why?
Obviously, you've got matches like Shawn Michaels versus Taker at 25. You've got 26. You've got the end of the era. But for me personally, it's Undertaker versus Batista at WrestleMania 23.
Okay.
Yeah, that match for me, I don't know. I think it was a combination of a lot of things. It was just when the streak was gaining prominence, and it was almost at the height of Batista's popularity in the company. I think that was just after.
Was Batista champion?
Yeah, Batista was world
Coming
heavyweight
in.
champion.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I believe, if correct me if I'm wrong, I believe Undertaker won the Royal Rumble, and he had a selection of 3 champions to pick from. It was the ECW champion Bobby Lashley, the WWE champion, which was John Cena, and the world heavyweight champion, which was Batista.
Yeah.
And Batista had just come off quite a good run. He'd beaten Triple H 3 times, and that was right after Triple H's reign of terror. So it's kind of like Batista was
the
a
man.
made man. Was a made man. So seeing Undertaker versus Batista, you kind of didn't. You kind of went into it, going into it expecting, not knowing who's gonna win, because Batista was. I think he was on an undefeated streak as well at the time. I believe. I think he was on an undefeated streak at the time. And obviously you had the Undertaker streak, so they kind of marketed streak versus streak.
Yeah.
Which one's gonna end first, the undefeated and the WrestleMania streak? Obviously, we now know that Undertaker ended up winning, but it was just the match was so good because it was such a physical match.
Yeah.
It was a very physical match. If you look at Undertaker and Batista, what I liked about 07, I think that was around 07 Undertaker was he was. Like, they marketed him as not even a brawler, but a legit striker.
Yeah.
Like, he was in the ring doing this. Like, he was bobbing and weaving.
And you know what? I think that's probably in line with where MMA kind of became very popular.
Yes.
So that's why, he's always been that guy that's been good with his hands and done all that kind of stuff, but he definitely turned up a notch.
100%. And you combine that with Batista's sheer physicality. And that match was just, they set a pace and they maintained that pace throughout the match, and it was a great match to see. And honestly, it was one of the matches that made me look at the Undertaker not only as just a dead man, but actually a really good wrestler, because it's easy to take for granted the Undertaker's in-ring ability, because
Yeah, 'cause
his
of
character
the
is
facade
so
of the- yeah.
his character is so like larger than life. But when you look at that match, it's one of the moments where you actually see Taker for the wrestler, and Taker as a wrestler is like technically he's sound. He's a great seller. He's able to make the other opponent look legitimate, and that's one thing. I want to say I would say semi underappreciated about Taker's game. How good he is at making the other guy look
good.
great. Another example is like his matches with Rey Mysterio. But like if you look at Taker, 6'10" versus Rey Mysterio, like it doesn't make sense. But Taker's ability to sell just allows a layer of believability that wouldn't be there with a less skilled wrestler.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. And obviously we know from the fallout of that that Undertaker became world heavyweight champion. What are your thoughts and opinions as Undertaker as a champion in general? Like, he wasn't someone that had loads of title reigns that we hear of. The Cenas of this world have 16 and stuff. What do you think in general about maybe the title reigns he had, and maybe did he deserve more championships? What's your opinion?
Do you know anything about Taker? So as a kid, as a kid watching it at the time, I was like, oh, like titles mean the world. Titles mean everything.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? If you don't have the title, you're not the guy. But I think Taker's reign, that period of Taker's reign was good, because I think that period of Taker's reign ended when Edge took the title away from him, and it culminated and it created a good feud between him and Edge. So that title reign within itself was good, but Taker as a character is not somebody that necessarily needed the title.
Yeah.
But that title, that period of time, was a nice change of pace, because Taker wasn't doing much at the time. Because I think he had his feud with Kane, and then he was just making WrestleMania appearances, but he wasn't really doing much on the roster. Obviously, it's Undertaker, so anytime he appears, it's a treat. But giving him that title just gave him a sense of agency, a sense of momentum that he didn't have previously before. So that specific title run was fine. But Taker, like when you think of Taker, we don't look at how many title reigns he's had. We don't really care.
It's the legacy.
It's the legacy. It's the character. He's the greatest character in probably wrestling history.
Well, you've answered my next question, because it's Undertaker, the greatest character in wrestling.
I think it's undeniable. I think every criteria somebody would have for a wrestler, he's fulfilled that. Cool. You want somebody like me. I'm a matchaholic. I love like 5-star matches. He's got that in abundance. You want somebody who's committed to their character. He's got that.
Very committed.
You want somebody who's believable. He's 6'10". Do you know what I mean? You want somebody who's able to reinvent himself. I mean, Ministry Taker, Big Evil, Biker Taker, The Dead Man. I mean, you've got so many iterations of Undertaker that, for me, his legend is cemented.
So that was Undertaker's best WrestleMania matches from the streak, according to myself, according to Wresthings. We want to hear what you have to say. Put your comments down below. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. WrestleManiac UK signing out, and I'll see you soon.